thermometer. Right now, the temperature, I had two different readings. It said 46. This looks like it's just shy of 50. Maybe it's on 50. We're supposed to be about 53 today. Why are we doing a porch sit in February? Because we can. This is a lot of thick, packed snow from the original snowstorm, and then we had a little bit of snow since that time, maybe an additional 2-3 inches or so. And what you get, as you can tell here, blowing. So even once you shovel out, clear out, you can see maybe some of that dune effect. But this is gorgeous. This is gorgeous. Porch sitting in February. Why not? People cook out all year round. I guess if I had a gas grill, I might. I'm hoping to, boy, my wish list this year. I don't think there's any income tax because I was told if I have Social Security income and I've not worked any place and all I have is Social Security income, I don't have to file. If that's true, well, that's cool, but I don't get a return. If that's false, please let me know. I'll file. But my daughter and I, we were talking. I do need some new shoes. Usually. Best place I found to get shoes, there's a shoe store down at St. Clairsville in the mall that actually have my shoes in my size. The last time I ever spent a whole lot of money, and I don't mean hundreds like people do. Remember when people would buy Air Jordans and they thought their little child was going to play like Michael Jordan, and their little child sat on the bench with $300 shoes? But I spent maybe $30 to $40 on those shoes, and they fit, they lasted. Walmart has cheap shoes, but they don't have anything in my size, and the shoe store down the sidewalk from Walmart never has anything in my size, but they're a little bit pricey. And I do have to try on shoes. So, that would, first thing on my list though, instead of fishing equipment, which I'd like to have, instead of tennis shoes and a denim jacket. I don't know why I'm so into a denim jacket, but it would be nice after all these years. Got to get a divorce. But I also need new tires. So the divorce will wait yet one more year unless the person I'm still quote, quote, attached to decides to file for one where she lives, which may be cheaper. Way down there in West Virginia. But we'll see, because that's where we were married at, down in West Virginia. But so we'll see how that works out. After tires and divorce, or divorce and tires, but after tires and divorce, then we'll think about it, right? Sure enough. A lot of traffic up and down this street today. Just down the street from us is, of course, the football field with the track and all that. But the wives, and they do a lot of programs for older people throughout the day. You know, dance classes. You get those big bouncy balls and you use those as drums, and just all kinds of different activities. So their parking lot's usually pretty busy. Now, me going live on YouTube may depend on you. Hi. Hey, be thankful. I just took a shower earlier and shaved. Got that little corner piece right there that it doesn't know if it wants to fall down to the side, or I don't know. It doesn't. This is why I don't take profile pictures that are very good. But anyway, nice to feel a nice little breeze. Sunshine, blue sky, wind chimes. But I have 46 subscribers on YouTube. I've got over 600 friends on Facebook. Now that differential is just mind blowing. You see, when you subscribe to someone's YouTube channel, it doesn't cost you. I know there are people that have podcasts and stuff, and you can subscribe and pay. Mine's not like that. Mine's totally free. Do I have PayPal and Cash App listed? Sure. Has anybody ever donated? No. Early on, I used to joke about my divorce fund. Donate on my YouTube channel and I can get divorced sooner. Please. But I could go live on YouTube with just 4 more. You have to have 50, and then I got 46. So a lot of you that watch this video live, and I always see there's always 30, 40, 50, 60 viewers or more. If all of you were to subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is listed at Doug Allen 8305, it's got my likeness there, the same profile picture you see on Facebook. Type in "because of the blood," Doug Allen. It'll take you right there. And while you're there, just hit subscribe. It's simple. And then once I get 50, and let's get a few more than 50, then I can do my lives there. Spare. I start. People have told me for years that I should have a podcast. Well, you work in radio. Why don't you do that on? Because it's usually expensive. It takes a lot of money. Stuff like that. Oh, I'm back. The signal, if it pixelates or whatever you call it, then that's the reason why. But sorry if it comes in and out and it lags and slows and all that. Buffers. But if everyone that watched this, if all of my Facebook friends were to go to Doug Allen it's at Doug Allen 8305 and subscribe, my gosh, YouTube would wonder what's going on. The algorithms would just lose their mind. So that's up to you, if you would be so kind. Will I still do Facebook Lives? From time to time. Maybe I could be out at Salt Fork or out at the Deer Path or maybe down at the city park with Simon and go live. I can with Facebook, but I could also do it on YouTube. I don't know if I'll do one of the put my headlamp on and go out into the woods down there at the Deer Path place. In search of. Hey, more power to the people that do that. There's so much stuff. I was following, sadly, Nancy Guthrie. Of course, she's missing. And it's so sad. I posted this yesterday. There's so many people that have watched CSI or NCIS or Forensic Files or Cold Case. They've been watching. In fact, one lady got on there, says, "I've been watching cop shows and detective shows for years, so I know what to look." Oh, come on, lady. You're not trained in anything other than sitting on the couch and playing detective, which you're not. And you've got all these different opinions and stuff. But you have to, if you take it all too seriously, it'll drive you nuts. Every conspiracy theory from cloud seeding and chemtrails, is it true? Is it real? Could be. We're always, and there was a shooting, I guess, at a school again yesterday. We focus in on, well, let's get rid of the guns. The guns aren't the problem. The problem is the human heart. There's evil and bad things in the human heart, and there's only one real cure for that. And it's not ourselves. It's not being good. It's not even just going to church. That doesn't cut it. Wow. So my YouTube channel, it's more inclined. Now, I've got a couple of things on there When I was in the backyard one day, the thorns that are on the tree, I mean, literal thorns, there's some stickers, but there's some thorns, and it looks like the acacia tree from in the Middle East. And I've read where the acacia tree was what formed the cross of Christ, and the thorns over there, I mean, really are brutal. And I did a little thing walking around the tree, pointing out this, consider the thorns, the crown that he bore. I've done a couple that question why there's some people, and they call themselves ministers. They say they're doing a ministry, but if all you can do is get on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or whatever you're doing and blast away at some other ministry or ministries, what good are you doing? Reminds me of the scripture of the person with the speck here, and the other person has a log in their eye, and they're trying to remove the speck from the other person when they've got this log. And in the case of some couple of these ministries, they got a whole redwood forest there, and they're trying to get this little speck. It's like, get rid of your log, your forest, and then you can deal with the speck in your brother's eyes. And a couple of those are just simply titled, just offer them Jesus. The answer to this world isn't whose ministry is right and whose ministry is wrong. It's not found in politics. It's not found in science. It's not found in medicine. It's not found in finance. Definitely not found in AI. Do you realize AI, what it stands for? Artificial. Artificial, fake, fraudulent, not real. And the only intelligence AI gets is from our intelligence. And if we lack, so I wouldn't give AI too much of a worry. If it's based on man's intelligence and it's artificial, okay, go ahead, Elon. You kind of look like the coyote trying to build traps for the Roadrunner, and you keep looking foolish. Or whoever's behind it, I don't know. But anyway, while I enjoy a few moments longer out here, just consider it. It doesn't, you won't have to pay a thing to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Mine doesn't work that way. I know other ones have their channels that you get special perks and this stuff and the other, and mine's just there. But I'm 4 people right now, 4 people away from going live on YouTube. That would be cool. So go ahead, subscribe. Only thing subscribing does is when I post a new video there, you get to see it. It says, oh, Doug posted this. If you've got your notifications on. Okay? And I'm not talking about YouTube TV. I'm just talking about general YouTube. Where if you want to go see highlights from the 1969 World Series or the 73 Kentucky Derby, or, you want to see musical highlights from Chicago back in the day, or the Carpenters, or it's there. And it's pretty cool. I spend a lot of my time watching it. I watch a couple of ministry programs. Tom Hughes, who's on Hope for Our Times. If you want to watch a program other than SBN, Sunlight Broadcasting Network, Tom Hughes will let's review the events of today. Okay, now let's open the Bible and see what it says about these events. I like people in ministries that go to the Bible. Not their own speculation or hypotheses or own theories or, no, this is what God says about this, because that's really all that matters. And he keeps it real. He keeps it Bible. And if you're a believer, a Christian, if you claim that name, many do and many aren't, from pulpit to pew, then you should appreciate something like Tom Hughes. I mean, I like to watch an Adrian Rogers sermon once in a while. I love the reaction videos, though. It's nice to see younger people, teens, 20s, 30s, maybe a few are older, but they're watching music I grew up with, whether it's Roy Clark playing Malagueña, David Phelps singing "Oh Holy Night," or maybe it's watching Chicago or Janis Joplin sing live, and it's like, wow, they don't make music like this. They see Electric Light Orchestra do Telephone Line live, or Procol Harum do Whiter Shade of Pale live in Europe at this big festival place, and Pink Floyd at a live concert, Comfortably Numb, and they're just like, they don't make music like this anymore. No, they don't. No, they don't. So appreciate it. And I love watching the reactions. The thing is that it makes me kind of feel bad, because when I was going through those songs, the songs of Simon and Garfunkel, or the writings of James Taylor or I didn't appreciate the music back then. I loved Bad Company and Boston's first album and all this stuff, but I didn't appreciate it. And then you go online and you see Phil, not Phil, what is it, Fil, from Wings of Pegasus. He does kind of like reactions. There's Rick Beato. Dude knows his music. And when the first time I ever saw him, he broke down More Than a Feeling. And I'm hearing, he's explaining things in musical terms I've known in my lifetime. You forget as you grow older and don't use them. And my lips look shiny. I got chapped lips. Cracked, splitting, and it's ouch. So I had to put some lip balm on. But Rick knows his stuff. He knows his stuff. Wow. So, but back to square one. YouTube, just regular YouTube. You know, if you want to see the highlights of Kansas beating #1 Arizona last night in a college basketball, it was a fun game to watch, actually. You want to relive North Carolina beating Duke over the weekend on a last-second shot, it's there. If you want to relive the Super Bowl, but why? It was such a boring and dull Super Bowl. Wow. I almost didn't make it to halftime, and I didn't watch any halftime things. I switched it back over to YouTube and watched some of the Nancy Guthrie coverage, some of the live things, what's going on there, and I remembered, the Super Bowl's on. So I went back to the game with about 10 minutes in the third quarter, and by that point it was pretty much over. Anyway, 12-0 or whatever it was. It wasn't like Sam Darnold was going to beat the Patriots, but they did as good as their defense is. They just let the running back that's old-fashioned football. Good defense and a good running back, and there you go. So anyway, subscribe, please, at Doug Allen 8305. If you know what at is it's the it's lowercase a in the circle, at, and then type in Doug Allen, DougAllen 8305. 8305. I feel like I'm doing one of those commercials I used to do on radio. That's 1-800. That's 8305. You'll see my likeness, the same picture currently as my profile. And then it just simply says subscribe. Or like I say, look up a song. Ice Cream Girl, Doug Allen. Together, Doug Allen. Because of the Blood, Doug Allen. Shall We Gather, Doug Allen. Whatever you want to do, Happy Birthday, Doug Allen. And there's about, I don't know how many versions of that. Desperado, Doug Allen, when I sang the soundtrack, if you want to call it singing. Desperado. So, anyway. But thank you. For the ones that watch these videos on here, whether they're live or recorded and posted, thank you. I appreciate it. Share them if you want to. Are they all public? I don't know if they're public or not. I can make them public afterwards if you want someone else to see them. But anything that's on YouTube, and a lot of times, like this one, I'll probably download it to YouTube. or upload it to YouTube. That's what I would be doing. Download it to phone, upload it to you. Oh, there we go. Can't teach an old Doug new tricks. Wow, this is nice. Except for seeing all this. Here's the thing. Your Facebook, you notice every day you have Facebook memories, things you posted a year ago, 2 years ago, 10, 15, whatever. Last year, about this time, it was either, maybe it's today's or yesterday's. Temperatures were in the 60s and we were dealing with rain. And it's like, whoa. Alicia had just gotten over her sickness, and I have a picture of me sitting on the couch. I'm like in I don't know how many layers of clothing and curled up under a blanket, and I was still freezing and shaking. I don't know why. It is her birthday month, and she would appreciate a birthday card. She doesn't know I'm asking, and the card doesn't have to have anything in the contents, you know. I know people feel, well, I've got to send a gift card. I've got to send a 5 or a 10 or a 20 or something. No, just she likes the birthday cards, being remembered by you. When people say happy birthday, Alicia, on my timeline, she doesn't see it. Let her know from you. Oh, little squirrel. There's prints all over the front of the yard. Well, a couple are like the mailman, but animal prints like over here and in back. It's not that squirrel, because we've got a bigger squirrel in the backyard, but deer, things like that. A friend of mine, she lives out in the country, out over in Licking County, and her yard's just covered with deer prints and all that. So anyway, this is just my little request. A birthday card for Alicia this month would be nice. She'd like to be remembered. Happy birthday to Alicia on my timeline she doesn't see. And the contents can be vacant, just a happy birthday card. Message me for the address. I don't make that public. It's still Dad's job to protect. I'm not worried about me or Simon, and then subscribe. And if you got a friend, have them subscribe. I mean, if you have a spouse, both of you can subscribe to @DougAllen8305. Once again, I get 4 more subscribers on YouTube, I can go live. That would just seem. People keep saying go live, and it's like, do what? I mean, I don't feel called into ministry to go have a ministry channel on YouTube. Am I going to talk about today's events, today in the news, or something like that? That title's probably used. Sports, news, or. And do I open it up to, see, there's certain, well, if you do podcasts and things on YouTube, most of the people almost have a studio. They have the microphone and have headphones or the ear, and that microphone looks like ones I've used in radio. And you have to be able to navigate around the computer. Our computer is old, and just a lot of, I don't know if I could afford a podcast, but if I'm going live and enough people start donating, because I never ask. Not one of my videos do I say, if you like what you're seeing, like and subscribe, and here's my PayPal, here's my Cash App. I don't do that. Maybe in the introduction I say something about I'm saving up for a divorce, saving up for tires, and after that we'll deal with tennis shoes and jean jackets and fishing equipment. But I'm probably the only one on Facebook on YouTube that doesn't ask for a donation. And when you join, you become a member of their podcast or their thing, and you donate, you get special privileges. Oh, well, so-and-so just donated $10, so the song they requested, I'll play. This other person that keeps requesting a song 100 times, give me some money and then I'll play. I ain't going to be like that. Please. Greedy, greedy, greedy. Oh, there goes, there was a chemtrail going that way, and there comes one going that way. Good job. Let me see if you can see this. Right over tippy top of that tree, right about now. There you go. I don't know if you can see it. I can't see the screen, so I always thought they were cool. And at some point, that chemtrail, there we go. X marks the spot. Now, the Bigfoot hunters will say, oh, there's an X, there's a portal. Got a reserved comment. Looks like a few more chemtrails, doesn't it, too? Wow. That are some long, wispy clouds. Because there are some wispy clouds right there. That's pretty neat. And it's cool to see the sun shining off that jet. However many thousands of feet it is up there against the blue sky. That's pretty. There's your X marks the spot. But anyway, yeah, please subscribe at Doug Allen 8305. Share it with others so other people can subscribe. And when I get 50, I'll go live. So let's try to get way over 50. And like I said, PayPal, Cash App stuff there, that's up to whoever. I mean, if you're entertained, you're blessed. If you want me to do more, okay, that's fine. But if all you do is watch, you don't even have to like it. So, a couple of Cambridge City School vehicles making their way down the street. There's, by the way, and this is Snowman, this is Penguin, which it's winter, so it fits. I've said this before, so many of the songs we sing at Christmas aren't Christmas songs. Let It Snow, Winter Wonderland, Sleigh Ride, Jingle Bells, these all kind of... And I've never figured out if over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house we go. The horse knows the way to carry the sleigh through... Okay, over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house we go because it stopped. The horse knows the way to carry the sleigh through white and drifted snow. Because I always hear that. In fact, it's on the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving special. Is it a Thanksgiving song or is it a Christmas song? So, all right, I'm done with the porch set. I'm going to go in there, see if I can find some leftovers to eat. So I got to see some chemtrail excitement. Enjoy a little bit of porch sitting. Hey, I may be out in the middle of the... If it hits mid-50s, I may be out here again. But please go to YouTube. Subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. There's no membership fees. There's nothing. It's just subscribe and hit the notify button, and that'll let you know when I post something new. And I'll do a lot. My first live will be to thank you. For all those 50 subscribers, 50 plus subscribers, here's a thank you from Doug. And who knows, maybe it'll grow into a podcast. I doubt it, but you never know.